injection. It goes like...
What's up, fellas? Well, it's time for not yet, but another modification. The plan is to swap to a GT40 intake, Explorer intake. There's a few snags that go along with that. It's not quite as straightforward as a Mustang. The throttle linkage on the Crown Vics, Grand Marquis, town cars, bolts to the back side of the EGR spacer, and you either have to basically use a Lightning spacer off of a first gen Lightning, or you have to have your stock one bored out, or you've got to redo the TV cable and throttle cable and stuff. It can, you know, it's not just a, oh, let's just swap the intake. There's a few issues that go along with it. So what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our stuff apart, and we're going to get our EGR spacer bored here at the plant, and we'll see how that goes, and then from there we'll look at go ahead and doing the intake. It's not that big of a deal changing it. It's just we're trying to go to the track, and I don't want to get caught where I can't take it, so because we've ran into a snag. So anyway, let me get to work. That's what we're doing. Hopefully this is going to, the quest for the 9s, this is it. The quest will be over. Then it'll be, I guess, the quest for the 8s. But this should get us in the 9s. If it doesn't, damn. So, all right, let me get to work. We got the EGR and throttle body off, and this is what I'm talking about with the EGR. It's got, that's how the throttle linkage and TV cable mounts. And also, here's our size comparison once again. Here is, sorry, my shadow's getting all in it. Here's the LOPO, and that's a 65 throttle body. And that's what the LOPO is. Here's the actual throttle body. And you can see, obviously, the difference. How's that? So these are, I believe, 50. The 86 GTs are 55s, and the 87 and up are like 58, 60s. But that is a huge difference, and that's just a 65. So we're going to go get our EGR spacer milled out, hopefully as much as we can, and I think we'll put a block off plate over here. We'll make one. We'll be good to go. All right, guys, one more time. I know you're tired of seeing this already. This is a better example. 65, and that's what we were working with. That's our EGR spacer. That's how much we got aboard. That is what we were running. This is what we're going to be running along with Explorer intake. You tell me. Think we'll pick up anything? Oh yeah. All right, Bruce, what do you think? Are we you gonna be able to hone that out? Wait. This is a new experience for YouTube. A part is being cleaned. That never happens. They don't even know how to act. They're like, what? Of course, I'm not doing it, so they're not surprised at all. We're gonna be able to hone that thing out to match our throttle body. What's it gonna run when you put, what's it gonna run, Bruce, when you get done with that and I put that intake on?
60 millimeter time.
Okay, sounds good. Bruce doesn't ask about the numbers, he just does the job. He can tell the results by my face the next time he sees me. Good or bad. And you know what? He's still gonna drink a beer no matter what.
No matter what.
That's the great thing about being the mechanic, the crew chief. You don't have to worry about, you just don't worry about Harry Hyde.
Harry Hyde. I'm dropping a hammer, Harry.
I'm dropping the hammer, Harry. So, all right, well, there we go. Look at that. I just thought the YouTubers might like to see something that's kind of being cleaned. It'd freak them out. So, we've got our Lincoln throttle shaft off, and now we're going to take the throttle shaft off our 65. We'll grind it off and then pry it off. So we'll put this one on and weld it, and we'll be good to go. We'll put our TPS sensor on. Boom. Throttle body will be ready. Got our throttle lever swapped around. So I think we're good. Good with that. We'll just put a little buzz on it there. Be good to go. Got the upper and lower off. Now we just gotta strip the intake gaskets off of it and you know, clean it up a little bit. Then we gotta get some gaskets from the auto parts store, and tomorrow, like I say, in the morning, first thing we'll try and get the lower bolted on and let it start setting up a little bit, because trying to go to the track tomorrow night. Got the master honing out our EGR spacer. It's all about the performance. He said after he's done with this, we're going to have to get that track lock squared away. One tire is not going to hold it at all. What we got there, Bruce? 6506. I know it's upside down. And you got 6520 on the other side. That's close enough for government work. Oh, we're going to go to the other side and see what we got.
It's cooled off now.
It's cooled off. All right. 6514. That's pretty good, because he had to flip it around to do, he can only do a half at a time. That's pretty good work right there. That's better than pretty good. That would get you promoted at the government. That's better than government work. So there we go. We got our spacer honed out, 65. We're good to go, man. That's the race car right there, Bruce. Bruce has a Lincoln Town Car also, even though his is got a messed up transmission and is, you know, more of a people mover. But Bruce went all out. You had the dual exhaust model, correct?
Yeah.
And it's a 89, 88, 89.
88.
88, same difference, the big boxy ones. But Bruce got the 165 horse, and he has used all 165 horses on occasion, hadn't you, Bruce? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just whenever I get a chance. All right, there we go. That's awesome. Got that thing ready to roll. Thank you very much. Look at that. Cool. The goofy throttle thing. All right, let's go try and put this garbage together. Well, there you have it. Low po suckiness, high po awesomeness. I never thought I would kind of be excited about, like really kind of excited about putting an Explorer intake on something. I know, obviously, I know they make a, you know, they make a difference over stock, but I've always used them on, obviously, Mustangs. So, sorry, my hands, I gesticulate a lot when I'm talking. I'm really curious to see how this works out on the Lincoln. You know, you just never know till you bolt it on, but I am curious. So we did go back with our 14-pound gray tops. I would like to try and get a fuel pump in the car today before we go to the track. We haven't had any kind of fuel issues so far, but according to some of the Lincoln gurus or LOPO gurus, and I don't want to offend the LOPO guys. They're actually known as standard output, but LOPO sounds better, I guess, instead of SOPO. This is substandard. And anyway, so they have commented about issues, but we all know that the stock fuel pump, even in a Mustang, is a 5-liter Mustang, is not great to begin with. So I'd like to put a pump in, but I can't do that, so I'll bolt the intake on. We make sure it actually runs and we don't have any little problems. We need to get that done. It's not going to be done exactly the way we'd like to. There's a few little tweaks here and there, but we just need to get it done so we can get the car running, because we're going to the track tonight, hopefully. We've got our intake gasket set on. We put a couple little heat riser block offs in there. We use the MS 93334, which is, sorry, there you go, which is just your standard, but these are the metal style, so they're kind of reusable, or we have reused them, because we're probably going to we're going to have the intake off a few more times when we do heads and cam, but that's the intake gaskets we used. Here's another side note. People ask about part numbers sometimes about stuff. If you're on AutoZone's website or whatever, they do not have the EGR and the throttle body gasket, or I'm sorry, back and forth. They do not have the EGR to intake and the EGR to throttle body gaskets listed in where they're supposed to be for the Explorers. It says it right here on the gasket. Ford V8, yada, 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 96 2000. It says same thing here. Okay, these are listed on their website as TBI gaskets. Just some kind of weird thing. That's on AutoZone. So if you're looking for them and they don't have them, they do have them. You tell them goofballs to Google it. Lower's all bolted on, everything's hooked up. I won't bore you with that stuff, but we got it done. Now we just got to get our upper on and kind of get our vacuum stuff sorted out. Shouldn't be a big deal. And we'll let it sit a little bit, maybe till after lunch. Let this gasket, let that RTV cure a little bit. Maybe we'll start working on the fuel pump. Another small thing is that we are kind of mixing and matching our upper and lower intake. We already had a lower that was like an internal EGR that was already drilled for the ACT, and we're going to be using an external upper intake. So we plugged the port in the center. We also plugged the heads, but you know, plug the port because there's an open area on the other one. Just in case someone noticed that and freaked out. I'm freaking out. We've got our dirty upper on. I've got everything hooked up. Well, the vacuum line stuff and stuff blocked off until we make it a more permanent solution. We're just trying to do this quickly. Now we just got to put our throttle body and EGR spacer on, hook up the throttle linkage, and we're still going to let it set for a little bit before we start putting water in it and firing it up. And you know, we're excited for the power. Alright guys, while you weren't looking, I pulled it sits in like this. I pulled the fuel sending unit out, and we swapped in a 255 liter pump that we had, and we went by the grocery store. And we got a little strain. We got a strainer put on. This is the only one they had. They didn't have the longer one, so whatever. And we're fixing to put the fuel pump back in. Somebody was nice enough. This has the newer style fittings like the SN cars, and someone was nice enough to leave this was on here. So at some point, I guess someone changed the fuel pump, maybe. Well, yeah, I guess they did. Anyway, we got a 255 now. I feel a little better about having that in there. So let me finish throwing this back up in there. We'll set it down and fire it up, see what we got. Well, there we go. We got it back in. That is literally the easiest fuel pump change I've ever done. And I've never changed a Mustang where someone's cut the trunk out, or the hole in the trunk instead of doing it. So maybe that's easier. But this was easy. I only hit my head on the rear end like 4 times, but I don't think I dented it, my head or the rear. So we got it all back together. Now we just need to see if it's going to prime up and stuff like that. Well, there it is in all its glory. I've just got the filter stuck on the throttle body, yada yada. One thing we did have to do is we had to take one of the block off plate off one of the other cars. Here's the throttle side of it. Because yes, the Lincoln guys, Grand Marquis, whatever guys, they were correct. That EGR doesn't match up well. It's weird. I haven't actually taken the back off and looked at it. We're in a rush because we're going to the track, so we got to go. The fuel pump's in. It's good. Let's fire it up. See what's what. We tried to fire it once and it had a big vacuum leak. So let's fire it up and see what's what. There we go. Exhaust leaks and all. Awesome. So, all right, well, let's go for a little ride. All right, it's got a little temperature in it. Let's see what it's made of here. We'll just kind of roll out. Feels pretty decent. I will say this much.
it feels a whole lot better than when I first got it. I know that it's just, man, this thing was painfully slow. But you know, it's coming around. I mean, it ain't no race car, but well, sorry. Of course it isn't. It's a race Lincoln, so. Bring it up against the brake a little bit. See what we got here. Low. All right. Well, there we go. So, I guess that's going to wrap up this video. I know it's yet another sucky one, and I'm probably sure I haven't even at this point in time, this I think is the 9th episode of the Lincoln. I haven't even put the first one up yet. The first, hey, it's the Love Boat. So I don't know if anyone likes it or hates it or doesn't care. I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter because I like it. So, and that's all that truly matters with anybody's car. If you like it, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So anyway, if you're still watching, if you're still on the channel, of course we still got Mustangs and stuff, but we also have this Lincoln. We're having some fun with it. So I guess we'll also do the what will it run. It went a 10.05 best with the shorties and the H-pipe and stuff. If you're watching, you know that. So all we did was we put the Explorer upper and lower on and the 65 throttle body. It's still got the same crap heads, the same crap camshaft, the same crap injectors. We also put a fuel pump in. So, I mean, you know, what's it going to run? You guys tell me. Hold on. What's it going to run? You guys tell me what's going to run, which thing's going to run. Are we going to get in the 9s? I mean, ultimately, that's the question. Are we going to get in the 9s? I mean, I'd like to get in the 9s. That'd be nice. The weather's not going to be as good. The other night when we ran with the headers, it was pretty dry. It was warm, but the humidity wasn't bad. The humidity's way up, so that's going to hurt us. But anyway, so that's it. We're going to check on out. We got some other stuff to work on, and we got to go to the track. So we got to get a move on here. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. I messed that up. Let's start over. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for oh, I took the horns off. Oh my God. Thanks for watching, and until next time on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos, lover of four eyes, vans, and Lincolns. We'll see you guys later.